Hey people, what's up? Welcome to the Family Nightly broadcast. What up, Oberly? Thanks for joining us tonight. It's Sunday night, and I'm in Texas. I'm in Austin, and it's super chill. Hey, thanks for joining. We're here to talk about what now means. You do? What's your weird question? Let's talk about your weird question. No questions are weird, by the way. You know what's weird? Like, haven't we talked about this before? Hey, thanks for joining. I know, you said that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, how are you doing on that? Oh, I don't know, not necessarily. I mean, maybe his energy's still in there. Hey guys, thanks for joining. When someone passes, it doesn't necessarily mean that their energy is still there. But sometimes a little bit of it holds on. He might be still a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe he had a reason to stay and maybe he didn't. We all have our own energetic value behind that, right? Hey guys, thanks for joining. You guys want to talk about now? Hey. Because in presencing now, and why I wanted to get on here and talk about that tonight is because all we really have is that in that moment. Hey, thanks for joining. All we really have is our present moment, right? So like, no matter what we're feeling, sad, anxious, upset, excited, happy, whatever that is, it's like we have to let that be okay. Hey, what's up? How are you? It feels good to say positive things to people, especially when they're in a low place, and I think we forget that sometimes when people are showing anger or frustration that they're actually feeling pain on the inside, and sometimes we don't know how to get out of those cycles. So it's like learning to be with those moments, and if you've heard me talk before, you've heard me talk about creating that pause for yourself. It's like, oh, I'm feeling something right now. What is that pause? Hey, thanks for joining. So like, what is that pause for you, and how do we take that to a whole nother level? Because I think a lot of people are like, oh, how do I sit still? How do I clear my mind? How do I become, this calm presence? How do I meditate? How do I center? Like, how does that even happen, right? Like, I think so many people get lost and like my brain keeps coming in. Hey, thanks for joining. And I can't clear my mind because my brain keeps talking to me, right? It's one of the hardest things to do. But if you can create that, even if it's not in a like silenced meditation, hey, thanks for joining. I think a lot of people feel like centering and being in your present now. Aw, you're awesome. You're inspiring. Just that you're on here and believe that. Thank you. And so, and in being that presence, and now, thank you, is like, how do we do that, and sometimes for everyone it's different, and sometimes it's not that you need to sit with your legs crossed and your eyes closed, you can actually take yourself in by just taking a walk, and not letting anything get into you, noticing the detail in the house and like what kind of texture it is, and the cars that drive by, letting the noise and the swish of their air passing by you be a part of what your now presence is. If you're walking your dog and they stop you, let them stop you. That's your energetic stop. Hey, thanks for joining. And so it's like being in that complete presence of now. I've done this. I've done this many times, taking a walk or being out in public. They definitely take on more spirits than others. And in being that, I've actually done it at a concert before, right? So I decided, maybe you can go over there and see if that works. But I was actually at a concert and I was like looking for a friend, and you know how that is. Like, there's like 1,000 people everywhere. You can't find anybody, but you want to try, right? Now, I wasn't sure I was actually going to find her, but in this process, I started walking through the crowd, and one of my favorite songs came on, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I kind of start like grooving to the song, like, yeah, this is awesome. And I'm like looking for my friend, and like before I know it, I'm kind of like dancing through the crowd, right? And I start to try like, no, I never did. But we were talking and texting. But anyways, the point was that I know, but I was like in my own world, right? And I was like trying to get people to like dance with me or whatever, and they were kind of looking at me like I was weird or whatever, or like they just wouldn't even notice me, like I wasn't even there. So then I just started to notice that like it really didn't matter what I was doing, and nobody even really noticed I was there anyways. I bet you would, Overly. And I would have had a crew with me if they would have wanted to, you know, but nobody wanted to jump in. And so I literally, it was like a outdoor like grass area, right? So I actually like ran all up and down, like dancing through the crowd, right? And there's like thousands of people, and I just like kept my groove and kept going. And it was the most freeing moment, hey, thanks for joining, that I can almost think of in my entire life, where I was literally, I felt like I was the only one in the room or in the whole space in the arena. I was the only one there, but there was thousands of people there. There was so many people there. There's no way I was by myself, but energetically, I was all alone. I was in my own clear space to let the channel dance around me, and it was the most freeing moment of one of the most freeing moments in my life. And if you can do that on a daily basis, like if you can just take yourself out of your life and sit at the stop sign and just observe everything around you and let it be perfect as it is. Let the wind blow on you. Let the stop sign be the stop sign. Go when you can. You do? Yeah. And it's like, be with that, you know, be with what that moment can be. And that's meditating. That's taking yourself into your center and letting yourself flow with what's coming into you next. You know, and I think that like if we can just simply start to do that, becoming aware of what your now presence is what can actually bring that energetic like center within you, so that you can sit if you wanted to with your eyes closed, because you can be more present with yourself even when you're not just sitting in that space. So yeah, kind of. But when you're daydreaming, you can kind of be putting expectations, because you're kind of like, oh, you know, I want this or I want that, or I want to see it to come out this way or that way. And then you're putting an expectation on what you want. But like what you want may not be what you need. So you got to be careful, like, you know, what's kind of attracting you there and like what you're daydreaming about, because you could be energetically bringing something to you that you don't really want, right? So is that really value? I don't know. It's like, we should almost just be like letting the energy come in and see what comes into our dream space, or our, you know, our channel of energy, and see what that is, instead of bringing an expectation or a dream into it. No, actually, I think it would be more opposite. We don't want to need anything. And maybe I'm like saying those words wrong, which sometimes I can. I think right now I'm kind of in a daze, but, in fact, it's like, I should twist that up, and that is my bad, because when you need something, it's definitely, it's like taking away from that love for yourself, right? So if we need it, then we're like yearning for it. We're reaching for something that we think we need. But really, it's like, do I want it? Does it bring value into me? Hey guys, thanks for joining. Like, is it something that I want? Hey, what's up? Hey, is like, what is it that I want? You know, because if I want it, then it's fulfilling something within me. But if I need it, then I'm grasping for something that I feel unwhole. So how can I love myself enough to feel whole? You know, so it's like, I don't want to need something, even though sometimes we feel so much so. Aw. Yeah, sometimes I am, but he's, you know, we're both students. Oh, you're the student. I get it. Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining again. Sensei. He should be on soon. I love you. We love all of you guys. Like, we're just so happy that you guys come on here, you know. And we want to hear what love you have to share, you know. Overly, do you keep getting knocked off? What's going on? So like, you know, and creating that, yeah, family rocks. You rock. You rock. Like, the only reason that, like, we're the family and we have love is because you're here to support that. Right? It's the tribe. Like, and if we didn't have supporters and love behind it, then it wouldn't mean anything, right? And that's what it all comes down to. It's like, you know, it's like, I'm not some guru or a teacher or like anything more or less than you are, you know. Like, we're all just special, and like, we want to be heard, and we want to be felt, and we want to be, you know, loved, and so on and so forth, right? So how do we do that for each other? And so like, that's why we come on here. We come on here to be that for you, and for you to be that for all of us, you know. Yeah? Oh, no, it wasn't your fault, Overly. What girl do you like? What's going on? Um, and no, Overly, like, not at all. Like, people have to make their choices. Like, you can't say that, you did anything. It's like people are gonna, yeah, I mean, he did. And, like, he chose that because he couldn't deal with this plane down here and, like, that value that he had here. It just was too much for him to take on, you know? Um, oh, I know. Don't live on pain meds. Like, yeah, what happened to meditation? I know. See, I keep getting turned off. See, and it's like, it sounded like someone came in our gate. Huh. But it's like dark and quiet. It's interesting. What? Oh, your jaw hurts. That means, I'm like, sorry, you guys, I'm out on the farm and it's like dark and like it sounds like someone came in the gate. I'm all, ooh, spooky. Maybe. Should we call his spirit and see what he wants? And your throat. Well, what are you afraid of saying? Like, what do you need to say? Like, you need to be you and speak you. Like, that's what it is. It's like you got to be what that is and, like, speak your truth, And, oh, Daryl. Oh, don't go. I'm like, I love that you're here. Sorry, tonight's a little mellow. It's in a mellow mode. But I hope to see you later. Just bring in that spirit and love that energy. That's all it really is. And don't worry about what we could or should have done. We just got to be with that moment, right? Because we can't really control anything other than what we value within ourselves. And other people are going to make their own choices, no matter what. We're going to do what we want to do and what our purpose and path is. We'll all call the healing spirits for you, all of them. And you know what? Love your heart and love those girls that you want out there and be that. Be that what you need, and it's like, don't be afraid to go out and get what you want, and ask for it. It's like you are just as amazing as those girls and like you're just as hot as they are, and just know that within yourself that beauty is from within, and if you believe that, then you can have whatever you want. And so you have to be able to experience what you need to gain that like love for yourself, right? So we have to go through different values in our life to decide what our values are, like test those for us, and I know. Well, that's pain because it's like there's something that needs to be said and you need to be you, and like sometimes we're afraid to be us and say what we really want because we're afraid that that's going to hurt or that we're not going to get the outcome that we think we are or that we are going to get an outcome that we're afraid of. It's all of those things, So, unfortunately or fortunately, it's all about loving that pain, telling that pain it's okay. It's like that kid inside of you, like when a little kid's hurt, you want to hug it and love it, right? So you got to love that within yourself, Bye, family. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. Thank you guys for joining tonight, like it's been super mellow, but I just want to, oh, bye, tribe. Are you leaving too, Oberly? Well, I guess we're just until next time. Well, you know what? I'm going to say bye too because I'm going to keep that energy flowing because it's a mellow night and I love you guys. And we're on every night at 9. Family.link. Check us out on Facebook. We'll see you soon.